Hey everybody, it's Jasmine and today I'm bringing you guys my September hits and misses. This month was fully occupied for me and it just went by so fast because I was doing so many things. I was working a lot, I was going to school, and I've just been going out, honestly, truly. Ever since that update video, the life update video, I have just been on a roller coaster of emotions, you know. How can I get back to where I was and how do I feel better within myself? And genuinely, I just associated it with me trying to go out, you know, me trying to be occupied, but deep down, I don't know if you guys feel like this, but deep down, no matter how occupied you are, it's not going to fix an internal issue. It's going to put it off to the side and then you'll revisit it later, right? So I have been buying some self-help books, going out and, you know, doing all that stuff. So it has been helping, and of course I've been surrounding myself with really lovely people, and I'm just very thankful for my friends who, you know, who are also really busy but also take the time to check up on me and send me really funny things and make sure that I'm okay. And it just feels really nice because whenever you're in like a really down place, you never want to reach out for help. And you know, there's so many people who are like, oh, just message me, you know, if you're feeling sad. But sometimes you're just not in the mood to reach out to somebody. So I'm just really thankful for this month, and I think I've definitely grown. I've stumbled a lot more than I have risen, but honestly, I think I'm in a better place, and I think I'm learning a little bit more about myself and, you know, how to overcome things. So I'm just excited and I'm just ready to get this year over with. Now let's go into the makeup. Let's start with our first hit. Let's go into what I'm wearing on my eyes today, and that is the JackieAinaXABH palette. Now, if you are new here, you probably don't know that I used to be an ABH palette connoisseur. I bought every single freaking release, and after Modern Renaissance, I kind of just stopped. I didn't buy Subculture, Soft Glam, Prism. I didn't even buy the Alyssa Edwards palette, even though I really wanted it. I just felt like, you know what, through my time with using ABH shadows, nothing is really standing out to me anymore, and I just got into a phase where I liked my drugstore palettes a lot better. But since Jackie Aina collaborated, it was kind of like, you know what, I think this is it. I think this is what's going to help me, you know, bring back my love for ABH shadows. And through my uses with her shadows, I can tell you that this is a very consistent palette through her shimmers and mattes. And I say that in a way where her other palettes that are now discontinued, the shimmers were either too soft and too buttery, which is a good thing because it ends up aging really well, or they're too dry and they're not pigmented enough. But these ones, they're all really nice, and I think the only one that is intentionally not as pigmented is Trust Issues, and it's just a really nice soft sheer coating of just iridescent shimmer, and I think that was intentional, so that's really nice. The mattes in here are all really good. Of course, ABH Shadows has a little bit of fallout, but genuinely, I don't care about that. I really just love the looks that I've created. I have not created one look that I did not like, and everything on my eyes is from this palette. So today I used Ginger for my crease, Credit to deepen up the crease, and then Pinker to just add that nice warmth to the look, and then Lituation on the entire lid. And I'm just honestly really digging it. I love how it matches my outfit. I've been really into grays recently, so it's just been flowing all together really nicely. So I wanted to say a huge thank you to Sydney again for buying me this palette. I'm really thankful, and honestly, I think it was worth the time off that I had with ABH shadows. I keep thinking about this moment, but honestly, I think it's the best moment in my life when Fenty gave me a package of products, and it wasn't a huge package. It was just a very low-key thing. It had their matte primer, their foundation, and then their concealer. So you guys know I used up literally like 2 bottles of their foundation already. So I was like, you know what? This is great. This is my backup. I'm loving it. And then they also included the concealer, like I said. Now this one is in the shade 290, just like my foundation shade. And when I use it on my actual face, it's like a skin tone concealer. And to be quite honest, that's not really my thing unless I have some acne scars. But what I've really been loving this for is for my eyelid when I'm carving out my brows, and then on my entire eyelid as a base for my shadows. I just find that it's the perfect consistency. It is a little bit more of like a thicker, tackier concealer, not like sticky, but it's just compared to other concealers, it's a little bit more tacky than that. And I just feel like when you apply your shadows, it looks amazing. It blends out so seamlessly. It's full coverage, so if you have any discoloration, if your eyelids are stained, or if you just have veins showing through, it will cover it. And I'm a huge advocate of using concealer on my eyelids as opposed to eye primer. So if you're on the same boat as me, definitely check this out. I really like it, and honestly, I didn't expect myself to like it, but I'm glad that I do. In my last makeup tutorial, I talked about how I love using my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Moonstone right under my eyes, under my concealer, and under my foundation. I think it makes the under eye look immaculate. It looks so freaking amazing. I did it all today, and as you could see, it kind of just brightens you up. It's not so intense though. It's kind of just like that nice sheen. And I find that when I apply powder on, it might be the formula and the fact that it's hydrating as well, that the powder doesn't ever look powdery. It never ever looks like, oh, she just baked her face for like 10 hours. It doesn't look like that. It looks really nice, soft, smooth. So I do see a difference in it, and this one is a travel size. So I think the original just has it in a pump, but honestly, this will last me a long time. I don't really need a lot. It's just for the under eye area, and it's really good, and I highly recommend it. I know a lot of people were asking me if it was good for other skin tones, you know, if you're lighter than me or darker than me. I think it will, because I think Becca has a variety of shades. I think Moonstone is in like the light medium category, and they definitely have one lighter, and then they definitely have like 3 shades darker than this one. September was so freaking hot, and I was actually suffering from my smile line issues again, and it wasn't associated with the foundations that I was using. It was actually associated with the fact that I was using heavy creams in the daytime. So that was on me. That was my personal mistake. But when I was going through that issue, I just felt like no foundation looked good on my face, but the only one that did was the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. This is my favorite traveling foundation, so you guys don't really see me use it on camera a lot. This is something that I like to pack with me, and I will know that it's going to last all day, literally over 16 hours. I believe this is marketed as a 24-hour foundation. Yeah, it's a 24-hour matte finish foundation, and it really is, but it doesn't completely dry out the skin. And I think the only caveat is sometimes it will look cakey if you use more than 2 pumps. So what I personally do is I do 1 pump of this, and then with whatever other foundation, I'll just do the same amount on my hand, so I'll have a total of 2 pumps. Today I use 1 pump of the Can't Stop Won't Stop, and then I mixed it in with the Shop Miss A Satin Foundation, their A+ foundation, and it came out to look like this. Really nice, soft, smooth. Your pores don't look emphasized. It's honestly a really good drugstore foundation. A little pricey, but it's worth it. I think it's really top notch. It's really good quality, and it's just one where it doesn't settle into your smile lines. It lasts a long time, makes your skin look airbrushed. You don't have any flashback, which is why I travel with it. I could trust her. And I also have the shade True Beige. Since my full face of Colourpop video, I started to really like this product, and this was actually the one thing that I was kind of dreading to buy, because I was like, oh, I don't need it, I don't want it, it's not gonna be life-changing. But here I am using it every single day, and it is the Colourpop No Filter Setting Powder in the translucent shade. There's just something so nice about it. I don't know if it's just the lightweight factor of it. It doesn't leave a white cast like the Becca Hydra Mist, and maybe it could be the fact that when I actually dump it out, product actually comes out and I don't have to sit there banging it on the table and, you know, just waiting for powder to come. It actually comes out. So I'm really loving this. I love the way it looks. So far, I haven't noticed a lot of flashback, but then again, I'm not using a crazy amount. So of course, I'm not going to see anything. But so far, so good. I think it's definitely a diamond in the rough on the Colourpop website. No one really talks about it. I think the only time everyone talked about it was when it first launched, but other than that, I really like it. And I don't know what else to say. It's just really, really good. We're going into the last favorite. Now this favorite was a favorite that I forgot to mention in my August hits and misses, so now I'm mentioning it now, and it is the Makeup Revolution I Heart Revolution Nudes Mini Eyeshadow Palette. It looks like this. I used it in my recent video where I tried out your guys' Holy Grail makeup items, and I personally really like this because I did spend the night at my friend's house and I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna pack my makeup. But I forgot my blush. I literally forgot like everything on my face, like my blush, bronzer, and highlight. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna have to make do with this. It worked. It literally worked so well. This brown can also kind of work as my eyebrow shade. It's a little warm for me, but it can work. Like in a pinch, it will work. Everything about this palette, beautiful. I think there's only one shade that I don't use, and it's that dark maroon berry shade, but honestly, if I put it in the crease, it looks good even though it is a shimmer. It's just one of those shades where I'm not like super fond of, but when I do want to use it, it's there. So this is a really nice palette. It's convenient, it's compact, and I wasn't a huge fan of the chocolate palettes, but I think the minis are what's really hitting it out of the park for me because it's just combining all of the usable shades that I see myself actually traveling with. So this is really convenient, it's inexpensive, and you know what? You can't really go wrong with the mini palette. With that all being said, I have 3 misses. 3 freaking misses. Can you believe that? Okay, so the first one I want to talk about, oh, this one was my ride or die. Oh my goodness. Oh, I am how the tables have turned. And the first one is going to be the Makeup Revolution Pro Base Blur Primer. Now this is a discontinued primer, so you can't get it anymore, but I do want to mention it and tell you guys why I don't like it. Now this is a silicone based primer, and I find that anything like this texture where it's like a clear silicone like that, kind of like the Smashbox primer, it makes your skin look really soft, and it feels soft, it feels silky, but I noticed that once you put foundation on, and if it's a hot day, the primer breaks down first and it makes you look greasy. And then when you go in and you try and like pat your face and like, you know, where, you know, your smile lines are, you're just trying to pat it out, it looks worse. And it starts to bunch up, and then it just starts to not look that great. So to me, it's kind of like, okay, well, now I can only use this in the winter time because that's the only time where my skin really needs that extra bit of moisture and when my skin doesn't look greasy. But to be honest, like, I don't think my skin's loving it anymore. So I'm gonna have to let this one go. And good thing it's almost done, so I'm glad that I could just finally say my last goodbyes to it and move on from my life. The next one is a big, big, big surprise. It is the Laneige sleeping mask. Listen, I packed this to Disneyland with me, which was last month, and is it bad to say that my Fenty Gloss Bomb moisturized my lips better than this? I don't know what is going on with this. When I first used it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, just like what everyone's hyping it up to be. And then once I started to really use it, because you guys know I have really dry lips, once I started to really use it, I realized that it was sitting on top of my lips and it wasn't penetrating deep down into my skin. So then it wasn't doing anything for me. Like once I rubbed my lips together, I still felt it super, super dry. And even if I went to go sleep and I wake up, my lips were just really, really dry and it wouldn't retain any moisture. So I just think for that reason, it's not working out for me personally. And there's just a lot of lip products that I'm super particular with. So if you do want to check out my favorite lip balms, then I highly recommend checking out my lip balm video. I uploaded it really recently, so if you want to see that, I'll have it linked up above. But this one, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's probably just, I'm just so crusty. I'm literally the crusty crab. The final product I want to talk about is a recent discovery, and the first time I used it, I knew I did not like it, and that is the brand new Makeup Revolution eyeliner. Sad. It's really sad. Okay, so this one is their eyeliner pen, and it has a eyeliner and corrector. So they market it as, you know, an eyeliner that, look, it's dry. It's dry. If I do like the same amount of pressure that I would on my eyes, you don't get pigment. But if I do like a hard pressure, the type of pressure you wouldn't use on your eyes, especially in the eyeliner area, you start to get that pigment, which is annoying, right? And then they also have the corrector side, which is like makeup remover. And they market it so that, you know, if you make a mistake, you're able to just correct it. So I'm gonna wait for this to dry a little bit before I go in with the corrector. But the reason why I don't like it is that the product never goes all the way down to the tip of the eyeliner, making it harder to create your wing. And then, like I said, you're gonna have to apply a lot of pressure, but not only do you have to do all of that, it's a felt tip liner and it skips. It skips on the eyes, it's not a fluid line, so the winged eyeliner application is harder. And I just think for me, I like the way I do my liners. I know what I like my brush tip eyeliners, and this is not it. So if you also want to see a video about my favorite eyeliners, I'll have that linked up above too. You know, where I just have a little series going on talking about my favorites. So I think the eyeliner is pretty much dry now, and you can see like I'm going down and it's pretty much erasing it. Pretty cool, right? I like that. But I don't know, realistically, when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking that when I do my makeup, I already have my base down, because you guys know that's how I do my makeup. I have my base, I have my eyes, and then my eyeliner. So what? Once I use that corrector, I'm gonna take off my foundation and concealer? No. Like, that's not what I want. So I think that this product is just not for me. I genuinely think that this is marketed towards people who do their eyes first, who like felt tip liners, and who add a lot of pressure to their eye area. Those are just things that are not checked off for me personally when I do my makeup, so it's not something that I'm gonna find use for. And that wraps up this video, you guys. I hope you guys all enjoy my monthly roundup of hits and misses. I'm really happy with the selection of products that I really enjoy this month, and I am also really appreciative of all you guys who continue to send me thoughtful messages and just are so sweet. I literally don't know what I'd do without you, and just amazing. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I am going to actually start filming some Halloween tutorials. So I'll see you guys then, and I love you guys so much. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scouts.